Yo, what is going on, guys? Eggy247 here, coming at you with another video, but this video is a little bit different. I'm trying to make every single video as different as I possibly can, see which one does the best. Even though I don't have that many viewers, it's still worth a try. So this is but even before I completely restart my YouTube channel, I've never actually done a guitar tutorial. I did a piano one, which was rubbish, so let me know if you want me to redo that. Whether you let me know or not, I'm probably still going to redo it, just because I can play it better, and B, my voice isn't all the way up here, and I can't speak like this. What's going on, guys? I can't even do that voice now. That's what I used to sound like anyway. And now we're down in the lower octave. So this is a guitar tutorial on Music When the Lights Go Out by Libertine's guitar section only. Now I'm going to play through the whole thing. I might shorten it a bit depending on how long this video is actually going to be. Yeah, I might shorten it, I'll tell you at the end. But for a certain solo, which is normally played over the top of some chords at the start, I'm going to have to play it on its own with nothing in the background. So you'll have to leave that aside. But yeah, let's just do it. Okay, so that is the whole thing all the way through, guitar section only. Every time I play this bit here, it's played over the top, just exactly over the top of that, straight over the top every single time. It's never any other kind of sequence. So it's a very, very easy song. Because you can actually get rid of this bar chord, which a lot of people struggle with, and they struggle to get every single note making the noise by just simply putting the finger there. A lot of people struggle to make all of the notes make a noise. So I believe when I first learned bar chords, it sounded something like this. You've got muted notes now, obviously. Now it's fine now. But we can eliminate that chord into that instead. But we'll move on to that after we go on to the main sequence of chords. So I will release a tutorial on this exact same song without teach people how to do it if they don't actually know how to play the guitar. So like I will, instead of referencing a G on the top string, I will say third column on the highest string or the lowest string down, or I don't know, fourth column on the third string down instead of an F sharp on the D string. So for now I'm just going to name everything as it is. I'm just going to say, you know, a C chord is a C chord, and so on and so forth. There are a few chords in this song, I'm going to be honest, I don't actually know what they're called. I will look into them, but instead of bothering naming those, it's easier for me to just explain how you change, because explaining how you change is a lot simpler than telling you the chords. So we're going to start off with a very common chord known as a C. So we're just going to play a C like that. Now, the second chord is the C, but take your index finger off. The next chord is an A minor, and then take your ring finger off. Moving on to a D minor, to a G. Now the strum pattern is, so you can go up, down, or up, down. It doesn't really matter which way you do it. I go down, 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 up, down, down. I think I go down, 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 up, down, down. I think, yeah, something along those lines. But you got to remember, you need to cross this strumming pattern across the two chords. So so you don't just do that like I just did. You want to take your finger off during it. So down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, down, and so on and so forth. But when you get to the D minor and the G, you do take up the whole sequence. Down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, down, like that. And so that's literally the main chord sequence. It's that easy. Like so. Now, after we've gone through that once, I believe I did it twice when I played it to you by accident, but over the top of this exact sequence, as I explained, you want to play this solo here. Now, that is extremely easy. It is a... God, I've actually forgotten what this note is called. E. Yes, definitely an E. So E to F. And you want to just play the E and hammer onto the F twice. And then it's just a high E. Third time. Now you want to go E, D. And then cycle down. It's almost like a scale. C, B, A. C, B, A. Easy way to remember it. So, we've got E, F, E, F, E. E, F, E, F, E. That's not E. E, F, E, F, E. E, D. C, B, A. Like so. You only do that once, and then you're straight into the verse. Which is that exact same chord sequence once again. I believe the first verse is what are the words of the first verse? I actually don't know what the words of the first verse are. It should. I do know them. I've just out of my mind's just gone blank all of a sudden. But there is. You go through it once, which is the first verse, and I know there's the second verse. I know that. It's, I will confess all of my sins over several large dins, but still I lie to you, hide what's inside from you. That is the second verse, or the second sequence of these chords. And on the last one, all the highs and the lows, and the twos and the throws, we something together will stay with me forever, I believe. So you do it 3 times after you've done the little funky bit at the start. So, And then after that, we're in this situation forever. Now, we're going into the chorus, which is an F chord, which is played like this. Now, if you do struggle to play bar chords, but you know what an F bar chord is, we can simplify it to this. Sorry, my bad. This, which makes it a lot easier to change from this exact formation into a C. Because you literally just, you can probably see. Obviously it's hard for you to see what I'm actually playing, but I'm literally just shifting things down as opposed to switching from this to this. Why you play it like this is because technically it's easier just to master how to play a bar chord and know you can play every string without having to worry about muting the top two strings. So, sorry. Now, in order to play this chord, what you want to do is you want to rest your index finger on the bottom two strings on the first fret. You want to bring your second finger, or middle finger, onto the second fret on the G, and your ring finger onto the third fret on the D, and just play the top four strings. In order to switch to the C, all you then need to do is release your index finger from the top E string, move the top, and then move these two fingers up one string, and you're on your C. As shown. But if you could play a bar chord like this, then play C, F, C, F, C. Now, it is the same strumming pattern as before. C, sorry, I keep saying C when it's an F. F, C. You'll see. In the strumming pattern, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, down. It's the same strumming pattern, but you do those two chords twice. And now you go back to the F and do 3 downs or whatever sounds right to you. Switch up to a D and then to a G. So now we're at now after the G, you want to hit the second fret on the top E string, which means just moving your index finger up one, plucking it, and on this time, because we've only done the chorus round once, you go back to the F. Do the whole thing again, but the second time you reach the G, you want to hit that note and go back to the G. So instead we are on the second time round, not on the first time round. On the first time round it's just and then back into the sequence once again. Now after we've hit this, the words are "I'll no longer hear the music," and it then goes back into this bit over the top of these, which we already know. But after we've gone through this bit, the next actual verse bit is played a little bit differently, because we've got through the memories of the fights and the nights and the blue lights and the kites we flew together. And in this verse we've got through the memories of the fights and the nights and the blue lights and the kites. So it's the same chords, but you just play it on every rhyming word. Now I like to play the note twice on the blue lights. So fights and the nights and the blue lights and the kites. So it's the same chords again. Fights and the nights and the blue lights and the kites. Sorry. We flew together is just the D, back to normal strumming pattern, and then to the G. And then we're to the same verse as we had before, through the highs and the lows and the twos and the throws and all that. And then we were on I No Longer Hear the Music again, which is this, as you know, and then with that. Now we're on to the next chorus. However, if you're not playing the solo here, over the top of this bit, if you're not playing the solo, if you're not playing that bit and you're playing the chords in the background, in order to go into the solo, you want to do our little instead. So we're going to do this. So imagine over the top we've got this bit in this situation here. Imagine we've got that over the top. We're going to go. Then into the chorus. Now this chorus is a bit different because it's actually a chorus without words straight into a chorus with words. So we've got now where I'd normally tell you to do this, you actually don't, you just do this again. Final time. Now we hear the words of I'll no longer hear the music, but just quickly go over that again. You want to play this sequence ending in this 3 times, and on the last 4th time we want to hear I'll no longer hear the music, and then you'll have heard at the start me doing this. You'll have heard me at the start, but the end of the time I played it at the start, you'll have heard me doing that. Over the top, once again, we've got this. Slow it down. Over the top of the G, the words are I'll no longer hear the music. And on music, you hit the C to end it off. So if you're playing the solo, you want to do this. So we've got I'll no longer hear the music. Just like that. It's too late on for me to sing in tune, which is why I haven't been singing our video. Don't know why I did it then, because that was horrific. But that is the whole of the song. You are now there. That is literally music when the lights go out. I can't really think of many other tips on how to play it. It's literally just finger off, A minor, ring finger off, D minor, G. But once again, if you do want me to make a video where I go through how to physically play each chord and where to put your fingers, let me know down in the comments below. I'm also tempted to start a series / new channel where I physically teach guitar and piano from the start, so stay tuned for that if I ever decide to do so. But without further ado, I'm going to have to end this video here. I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.